Ebullient greetings. I'm your host, Jackie Bird of Jackie Bird Spiritual Wellness, your guide to stress and anxiety relief, mindfulness, awareness, self-care, self-love, and personal growth. Welcome and thank you for joining me as we roll with peace in mind. Today's riff is self-torture, punishment, and our critical voices. Man, it's like having a play in your mind when you have a mental meltdown, when you have like a tantrum, like a 2-year-old tantrum. It's like having all these characters in your mind having this conversation, and they're all like yelling at you. So you may have a voice called the raging, judging voice. And they will say, nothing is going right. Everything I'm doing is coming to nothing. And your inner voice would say, really? By whose standards? The raging, judging voice, all my effort, nothing. Other people are getting their shit off. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get my shit off? Inner voice, there's nothing wrong with you. There is only everything right. There is only everything in its own time. Trust, have faith, keep patient, or be patient. It will manifest. Then woe is me voice pipes up. Totally ignores inner voice, whining. Why doesn't anybody like what I'm doing? Why am I invisible? Why can't I be seen? The inner voice will say, where are you looking? Inward or outward? Stage directions. Enter stage left. The fear chorus voices, known as misery, guilt, shame, blame, dissatisfaction. They follow behind their leader, worry. The fear chorus voices. What if it doesn't work? What if it goes wrong? What if? Raging, judging voice. I shouldn't be going through this now. I done did this already. Inner voice. Oh, but you are going through it now. You are. But what can you do about it? What can you do? What are the solutions? Where are you looking? The fear chorus voices. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? What if it goes wrong? What if? Voice of the verdict maker. And the punishment is that you'll feel like crap for moments, days, months, weeks, years, decades if we keep this going. The fear chorus voices. Wah! What if it doesn't work? What if it goes more wrong? What if? Woe is me voice. This shouldn't be happening. Our spirit guides. Oh, but it is, Blanche. It is. That's what happens to us every flipping day when we let our critical voices get the best of us and really just pick, jab, poke, all these things. And before you know it, you're depressed, you're anxious, you're stressed because you've got all these factions representing different people that you've met along the way, all jabbering at each other. Actually, they're all jabbering at yourself. Now, when I find myself going through this, I'll go, okay, to continue to beat up on myself, I'll go, I should know better. I do know better. But knowing better doesn't mean the meanies don't get you sometimes. The critical voice that yells, you should know better, just adds another hostile voice to the torture and punishment. We beat ourselves up because we know better. Like that overrules and negates what we're feeling in any given moment. What is the more compassionate choice here? To honor what we're feeling or to try to browbeat them into submission? Yeah, I'm just going to browbeat my feelings into submission and do positivity. That don't always work. Honoring where and what we are in every moment is definitely the most compassionate choice. Allowing that realization to filter through the other voice in my mind goes, yo, mama, stop positivitying the heck out of this and go cry, damn it. You are having a meltdown. Now go get in the bed and have it. Last time I had a meltdown, that's exactly what went on in my mind. And I went to bed. I listened. I went to bed. I had a good cry. And I felt better almost instantly because I stopped fighting what I was feeling and browbeating myself into, you should know better. You give people advice for a living. You shouldn't be having these feelings. Oh, no. I was having those feelings. And as soon as I honored them, it was over. It was done. It was like, okay, this is what's going on. And then it was like, yeah, okay, well, I guess there's no reason to keep going because I've acknowledged it. And hey, let's keep moving. So yeah, I felt better. It was like, oh. All right, so the critical voices, we have them. Can we conquer them? Is this something we can conquer and get it over with? I don't no longer have critical voices. Okay, so do you really conquer your critical voices? Well, honestly, I don't think so. But what I do know is that you can't allow them to conquer you. They may slap you upside the head from time to time, echoing a parent, sibling, or other family members. The critical voices could be the school bully, a teacher, a boss, a colleague, and or a coworker or coworkers. But know that those voices aren't who you are. They are not you. They are thoughts and beliefs you have listened to and been tormented by, stomping through your mental space of which you are the landlord. So you can evict them mofos. And you know, of course, what happens, right? When a landlord wants you out, he evicts you. Those buggers ain't paying rent in your head. They're just squatters in your mental space. So when they come to squat, you have to call on the marshal to move them out. When they show up and temporarily obliterate all we know about wellness and well-being, we can either look at it like we're failures, because that's the other thing that happens. Oh, I should know better. I'm a failure. I've been practicing being positive, and now I'm down in the dumps, and there's something wrong with me. Oh, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, we can look at it like we're failures. That's one way. Or we can remember that we fail to remember that we are evolving souls, walking this earth to learn, to grow, and expand, to experience, to love. And then back to that other L word, to learn. And I said that already, but I can't stress it enough. What did you learn from this? What did you learn from the cause of whatever prompted the meltdown? The cause and the reason. What did you learn from that? What is really eating at you? What can you learn? What solutions can you allow yourself to see? So in other words, some loving kindness is in order. Loving kindness is tenderness and consideration toward others, but we must shine that essence upon ourselves first. The way we want to be held, loved, and comforted. Man, we got to be able to do that for ourselves. Each of us has to be able to do that for us. So that day that I had that meltdown, my dude held me lovingly, because I'm like sobbing and carrying on. And he rubbed my head, but it wasn't until I crawled into bed and did what I needed to do to begin to feel better. As I said earlier, what was needed in that instant was a release. And and it's funny too, because it was like being really like 2 years old. I had a good cry, and instead of holding a blankie or a pillow, I was holding my green garnet and quartz gemstones, taking deep breaths of peppermint oil to soothe me. I acknowledged that I had been living with fear and that it was having its way with me. And it was time to let that shit go. It was exhausting. Done had it enough. One of the most important things was to feel good. And that couldn't happen as long as I was feeling shitty. And it was time to pivot and shift those gears. Don't let the critical voices dim your shine. Putting on a good face to yourself only prolongs the bad feelings. So your critical voices get the best of you sometimes. It doesn't make you a bad or flawed person. It doesn't mean you failed. Even if you're in the business of dispensing advice and raising others up, you are entitled to feel as you feel in any given moment. These were some of the things that I learned from that. If you feel bad, own it. If you feel bad, feel it. If you feel bad, don't deny it. But, and this is the biggie, don't stay there. Don't let the critical voices dim your shine. Acknowledge the critical voices, but don't just sit there and listen to them scream at you. Don't let those buggers continue to beat your ass. It's your mind. They're your thoughts. And one of the other things that helps this is to find something to be grateful for and to repeat it. So it's that pivoting thing I mentioned a little earlier. Identifying and acknowledging the things we are grateful for shifts the focus like whammo. But it's not a permanent fix. It must be repeated until it's part of your flow. A gratitude practice is so beautiful, and it is an acknowledgement that you appreciate what has come your way and that you are eager for more. To quote myself from a previous post, negative self-talk is not your BFF. Impatience and fear and impatience, worry, guilt, those mofos mess you up bad. We are light, expressing as human beings, but everything we are taught, most of what's blasted in social media, heck, in society tells us everything but. So we forget. It's time to wake up and remember. And every time we remember, we awaken. Every time. Become the peace you wish to see. Be your own BFF. It's okay. You have a meltdown. You're feeling bad. You forget all that stuff. It's all right. It's part of the process. The key is to limit how many times you have to go through that, because it's exhausting. Peace, peace, and more peace. Talk to me. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried any of these things and what the outcomes are. I welcome your thoughts and your comments. And hey, thank you for listening. Go to my website. Check out my guided meditation videos to help you reduce stress and anxiety. They are also offered in audio form and with a choice of 5 to 6 minutes and a longer, deeper session for about 30 minutes. You can also order custom guided meditation audio tailor-made to fit your needs. And keep in mind my StressBusters guided meditation sessions to book in person or virtual, private or groups. And for more ideas, tips, and how-tos on getting your Zen Zone mojo happening and to reduce your stress, anxiety, anger, depression, as well as increasing mindfulness and awareness, there are an array of stress and anxiety relieving products and services, as well as events to check out on my site. And remember, share this podcast, let people know about it. And I thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. And remember to roll with peace in mind.